It's more than music.
I know it's not like, going up like how you want it, but that shit is going up. So super duper duper. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Somebody think I'm going down when I'm taking flight. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. Somebody think I'm going down when I'm taking flight, girl. Ain't need no lighter to see the spark.
Word, y'all. You know who it is, man. It's your boy Lil Derek. I got my dog 96 Chris with me. You are now entering the Dragon and into the Dragon Diaries, man. Episode 2. We're gonna try to get through 5 more tracks for y'all real quick. So 96. I think that's the first track. My boy was already playing it, taking flight,
Man,
man.
taking flight. One of my favorite tracks off the album. Let's get dive in deep into it. So first off, we know it samples the way into tonight, girl. So tell me your writing process in writing this song.
So when I first got the beat from Rillo, and I really like listened to it and start writing, like that's the first thing that came to my mind was that classic song. So I wanted to play off that and kind of turn it to my own. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Somehow you think I'm going down when I'm taking flight. So that's one of them, like, you know me, bro. I'll be writing hooks probably first before I write anything in a song. So that hook just came to me. And from there, it was like, let's tell a nice story, you know what I'm saying? A very true story in that song, you know what I'm saying, too. So that beat just gave me that inspiration off back. Shout out to my boy Rillo on that one for sure. Like that's one of my favorites too. And my boy Dope Shine, when he was mixing the album, he was like, that's his favorite song, and he ain't even the beat that he made.
Yeah, that's tough. We even got the lighter flick, Lil Derek. You know, we don't get the lighter flick too often.
Hey,
You
that's
know,
that's that's reserved for special occasions, and that was one of them songs where I'm like, this just I'm taking y'all on a vibe, man. I'm taking y'all on a ride with me. Like we finna take flight for real, for real. And you know when I did that at the dark room, that's like how I introduced that song. Like I need y'all to take a flight with me. You know what I'm saying? Because that song just so relaxing. Like I said, that's that smooth rap vibe that I love. That I kind of, you know, I feel like that's me. You feel me?
so was the lighter flick in it before the verse was written, or did you write your verse and then be like, I need a lighter flick in it? What? Because you mentioned a lighter flick in your verse.
I don't know if it was you or it was somebody else that brought up that my first line is ain't need no lighter to see the spark. And right before my verse, it's a lighter flick. Like that was completely unintentional, bro. Like that's the first bar that came to my head. Ain't need no lighter to see the spark. You was my light in the dark. Yet I see shit more clearly ever since we done been apart. And I just went from there and I was just telling the story, you know what I'm saying? And it was a situation that was very relatable to like a situation that had happened recently, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of, I was kind of venting in that verse somewhat, you know what I'm saying? As I'm doing my ad libs and my stabs on the ad libs, I'm like, let's add the lighter flick. I think it'll be hard. But it was like, I wasn't even thinking about that being my first bar. And right before that bar is the lighter flick. That was like completely unintentional. But that's one of the beautiful things about music. You feel me? Like sometimes stuff don't be planned and then fans will catch it before you as an artist catch it. Like that's one of my favorite fun facts about that song. Like
You don't have too many futures, but you do have a future on this song, featuring After Hours. Shout out After Hours. To me personally, I think this is one of the best features you have on the album. So can you tell me how the After Hours end up on the song? And what made you choose him perfectly for this song? Because it fits perfect.
yeah, shout out to my boy Slutty After Hours. So we had been talking about getting the track together for a minute. He was on a nice run last year, dropping a lot of music videos and stuff. So, as I'm seeing the vibe that he in, and I was thinking about people that I could put on this second verse, I was like, I think he'll sound dope on this song. So, I I sent it to him. I had to get on his head a couple times, man, because I know he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna send this in a minute," and then whatever happened, he'll not end up getting into the studio. All our recording process is different. Some people need to be in a certain mood when they writing, whatever. So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be patient." And he finally sent the verse through, and it was well worth the wait. So it was one of them, bro went to college with us, so it was like, we got a lot of people that we went to college with that make music or made music. So it was one of them features that's like, hey, we got to get something in. And then I finally found that one kind of similar to the Brandon Michael Lewis feature where me and him went to high school together, and it was like, hey, we got to get one in, and we finally get one in. You feel me?
That's Taking Flight. That's a great song on the album. For sure, one of the staples of the album.
A timeless track. Like, I'm going to be able to perform that years and years from now.
The next track we have is, it was one of my favorites before the album even dropped. You sent it to me. I'm like, man, you need to drop this now. We talking about Playoffs. If y'all don't know, man, Playoffs is a wonderful song.
More than music. And all the hard work you've been doing, like putting into that shit gonna pay off. That shit gonna, like, I know motherfuckers, like you said, motherfuckers see you, they notice you. So.
This is the playoffs, this ain't for practice. You want that ring, let me see you clap it. I want the cars and you want the fashion. I'm with the stars, no plans on crashing. I never crash out, smoking gas till I pass.
Yeah.
Woo, that boy was gonna get off. Playoff. Now, I heard this song so many times. I've heard about 5 different versions, So, can you tell me what made you go with the final version, which is this one with the female feature and also with RW?
I made that hook and I recorded it before I even did my verse, and I had sent that joint to you, and I sent it to Dope Shine. Y'all know that's my boy, man. Dope Shine, that's my motherfucking brother.
That's Dope Shine, man.
Just by far, that's somebody that, like, as my career has grown, I owe some of that shit to Dope Shine. Like, he definitely been one of them people that didn't, like, put a battery in my back. And it's part of the reason why I'm doing all the things that I'm doing now, because how much he believed in me. You know what I'm saying? That shit a dope feeling when somebody that don't even know you like that, like, I ain't even met you, but he saw me on Twitter and was like, bro, this dude hard, let's work together. And then since then we been jamming. You feel me? That's my brother. Hook came instantly. I sent it to you, and you was like, bro, this hard. Like, you need to finish this and drop this ASAP.
I think you personally need to push it to the NBA. It's that hard.
Yeah, that's still one of them things.
It's one of those tracks too.
We got to get this song synced for sure, in my opinion. Like, this NBA 2K, all that. You feel me? Like, you can even put it
MLB playoffs.
You heard me? You feel me? Like, this is a song that's like another timeless track. So, as I'm making it, I like how I sound on it, but I feel like if we could get a girl to sing in the background too, ooh, this would take it to the next level. So by then I had did my verse, and I had hit up my homegirl D Like, my sister, for real. I've been on her since middle school. Last time I worked with her was on Tales of a 90s Baby for Shots. I had her do like 3 or 4 different layers, at an alto, soprano layer, or alto layer, and just do different things so we could blend it and get the hook that we got that was so amazing. And then I wanted her to too do ad-libs on my verse, so she can, on certain parts, she overpowered my ad-libs, and she just added so much to the song, bro. Like, it was so perfect. And that's kind of how we went with that version initially, which came out as the single. Of course, I was like, shoot, let's get Pharoah Julio on it. And the song wasn't supposed to be, the song was supposed to be for Dope Shine album. But you convinced me, and I was like, yeah, you right. I do need to put this on my album, man. So I hit up Dope Shine, and like, Dope Shine ain't never got no problem with me, you know what I'm saying, taking one of his songs and putting it on my album, even though the song was initially made to go on his album. So, that's just one of them cool things where bro believe it, be like I said. So when I be like, bro, I know you wanted to do this for your album, but let me get this on mine. So we dropped the single. The problem was he dropped the single through his distributor. So we already had the bridge / outro from RW, which was gonna go on Dope Shine album. But when I submitted the album, they told me that I couldn't submit that song because it wasn't submitted through my profile. Let's try to take that remix version with RW's bridge and shit on there, which initially that bridge was made to be a hook, but me and RW both made a hook for the song. Dope John was like, we're gonna use yours as the hook and we're gonna use his as the bridge, which was perfect. I love his part too, that I'm in playoff mode, can't nobody
It's
stop
a
me.
different element to the song.
Yeah, and that just added something extra, a nice, like that's a clip
That's
right
like
there. That's a TikTok
like,
sound.
get
That's a part that you can hear on an NBA
yeah.
commercial. You feel me? Like, and it's clean, so it ain't nothing that you got to do to change that part to make it feasible for this. You feel me? So it was one of them situations where like it was just perfect, and we was like, man, we got this. Let's try to submit this version for the album, and we submitted it. It got cleared, and we was good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Next track we have is Red Wine. That smooth jazz.
This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here. Small to
I'm sipping on some red wine, and I can't get you up off my mind. You working hard, I know you got a 9 to 5. Come see me afterwards, I'll be your 5 to 9. I'm sipping on some red wine, and I can't get you up off my mind. You working hard, I know you got a 9 to 5. Come see me afterwards, I'll be your 5 to 9.
You so versatile on so many different types of sounds. What made you get in your bag on this?
Produced by Jawad Span, man, vintage vibes. My dog since high school, and we had this song in the tuck for a little minute. Jawad is my barber also, so I'm getting cut. You know what I'm saying? Once I get done getting my hair cut, he get me right. He like, hey, you got time to just stay and let's work on some music. I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't got nothing to do. Let's cook. He had made this beat. He made another beat that may go on the deluxe for me right then and there. So as he was making that beat, I was writing down that hook because we had some red wine. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm sipping on some red wine, and I can't get you up off my mind. Like whatever was going on relationship wise for me at that time, that's Shorty was on my mind. You feel me? So it's like I'm again, like this was me just being vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, on these songs and just writing past situations, current situations, whatever I was going through. And that's the beautiful thing with this album is that it's 4 years of work. So I feel like we recorded that song like 22, it's early on in the process, but still was such a dope song. And I wanted it to be a part of this album. So this is like this album is my life over those 4 years and the previous 20, you know what I'm saying, some years before that. One of the things I wanted to do with Into the Dragon was put the poets on different songs. And I didn't get to do it for every song or have it like interlope songs and stuff because I didn't want to like make the album too long. It was already a 15-song album and we kept it under an hour. It's like 45 minutes or something. Girl, Maya McGrocery, shout out to Create Place. I met her at Create, one of the dopest poets in the city. And she came to mind when I was thinking about this. That outro was already there. Saxophone just going, and then the raindrops come in. Like Jawad added that stuff himself and had this long outro. And I'm like, what do I do with this outro? At first, I was thinking I'm gonna just be talking, like I'm on the phone with Shorty or something. You know what I'm saying? That was the first initial plan, is to do something. I think he kind of came up with that idea, like you should do something like you talking on the phone with Shorty and all of that. And then as I'm making the album, and I knew like I wanted to add poets to it, I was like, let's see what Maya can come up with this mug, and it was perfect. She did exactly what she needed to do. I extended the outro just a little bit to let her get off her whole poem, and man, it was the perfect track right there, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing track. Do you think you will get a video for it anytime soon?
You said get a video. That's one I would like to. I'm trying to do a video for every song on this mug. I ain't gonna lie, but that's one of the ones that I might be able to get done sooner. Cause I feel like that video can be really simple. Like I just need me, a shorty, and a bottle of red wine. You feel me? Like that's all. That's all we need. We need a model, a video girl, me, and a bottle of red wine, and we good. That's the video right there.
Well, let's talk about a song that does have a video, which is Pictures.
Once you show me I can trust you, ooh, I won't put no one above you, ooh. I was scrolling through your pictures, you was posing with your sisters, girl, you should let me love you, ooh. But you think I just wanna fuck you, ooh. I know, baby, that's what thugs do, ooh. But girl, I really miss you, and I wanna kick it with you, fuck the world, it's just us two.
Now let's talk about this track. This is one of the tracks that you recorded over 2 years ago, I believe.
Nah, this is the first song recorded for this album, bro. I recorded that song for the first time in 2021. It was like August 2021. And my plan was to get like a girl on the second verse. And I was thinking have a girl singer, you know what I'm saying, on the second verse or something like that. So I recorded it. It took me a minute to get it like in the studio to find what I needed to do. But shout out my boy Shuffles. That's when I was still recording with Shuffles. And ironically, the final version got recorded with Shuffles too. So Shuffles kind of told me what to do. And at that time, it's not what I did the final time too. That's the crazy thing. So he told me kind of like what to do to get my voice to sound like what he thought I was trying to get, and we did that, and it was there. The hook was there. I didn't do the verse yet, and then City Boy Studios got shut down, and I lost the track because I didn't have it. I didn't get the files myself. But losing the track is the best thing that ever happened to the song because the song wouldn't be what it is if I didn't lose that track. I went and re-recorded it with him again in 2022. I got a studio session leading into my birthday. That's one of my traditions. I really didn't like how it sounded. So I had found another studio that I was working out of for a little minute. And, I did pictures and I just didn't like how it sounded. Shuffles got his in-home studio going towards the end of 2022. Let me retry it again with Shuffles. And by then, too, Misunderstood. My homegirl was, trying to get back into music. And I was the person, like, she was seeing how hard I was going and seeing all the music I was dropping and, like, fucking with my shit. You know what I'm saying? And she like, damn, this is the kind of music that I want to make. Like, we definitely got to get some work in. I knew Misunderstood since I was in high school. You feel me? I knew Hood since I was in high school. And she was one of the people that used to be at the studio that I went to when I was just paying like $10 a song recording in a nigga basement. You feel me? And she one of the people that's been fucking with me since then. But it was like we started playing 2K together like a year or two before that, we started playing 2K together. And that's when we like really started like jamming. You know what I'm saying? Like we playing the game with each other every day. So she hearing my music, she seeing how much I drop. She like, damn, this nigga like, and it's full circle for her, I'm sure, to just see somebody that she met me when I was 16 and to see me still going hard and going harder than everybody that she was around at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I inspired her and I was like, hey, I got a track I think you would sound dope on. So I'm like, slide to the studio, meet my boy Shuffles. We gonna record at his crib. And we did it. And Shuffles helped me find that sound, that tone of voice that I wanted to use for me to record that track and for me not to have somebody else sing the hook. And for me, we had to kind of sing, rap the hook. You feel me? So, that verse, solid, man. Just one of them verses where, too, I get to be, like, conscious and commercial at the same time. Hop on the gram, all I see is OnlyFans, strippers, and I ain't really tripping, ladies, get your bands. It was just me being, man, getting the just flow on that mug and do something that's fun. You feel me? Do something that's fun, that the ladies was gonna enjoy, that the fellas was gonna be able to relate to. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of them tracks that I was like, man, we got one with this. So we went ahead and dropped that video. And when I dropped it, I was still planning on the album being called Player of the Year. So that was that's the first single. Like that was the first single for the album because I was trying to drop that album like that summer, and it didn't work that way. It didn't work to even drop it in 24. But I was like, that song still needs to go on this album, especially for the people that like missed out on that moment in 2023. Now they get to hear this song for the first time. and they're like, damn, this song is dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? So that was the real first single for the album.
Shout out Misunderstood. I know you guys probably had the opportunity to perform that multiple times.
Hella
Um,
times now,
so,
hella time.
you
It's
know,
well, especially last year, it was a song that like everybody wanted. Her fans, my fans, family, friends, everybody wanted to see us perform that song. So we didn't got it in a couple times this year too. So we're gonna get it in a couple more times. You know what I'm saying? In the near future, I've been kind of letting that song rest for a little minute and then bring it back to a whole nother level. I got some ideas of what I want to do the next time we perform it, so we're gonna make it happen.
mentioned a lot of good tracks today. We mentioned it Taking Flight, one of my staples in the game for sure. One of my top threes for sure. Playoffs is another top three for sure. Red Wine with the smooth jazz, great beat, pictures with the great visuals, the great verses. What would you say was your favorite out of this batch? Because I know mine is between Playoffs and Taking Flight for sure.
Yeah, this is a like that middle of the album. When you look at them four songs too, they like all songs that's kind of for the ladies. I kind of wanted to bunch them songs in together as one kind of segment. And I don't know, man. I'll probably go Taking Flight. Like that's the one I enjoy listening to the most. I ain't gonna lie. That's the one I enjoy listening to the most. But I on any given day, I love all four of those songs, man. Those are four. Like this whole album, of course, I'm a little biased, but like this is my best work. You feel me? Like this is my baby. So, but Taking Flight for sure out of them four, that's like the one that
I
get the
beg
most
to
play
differ.
for
I
me.
beg to differ. I think your deluxe is the best work. They ain't heard that yet.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, I think you had a lot of, to me, sound like ASAP Rocky, old school ASAP Rocky. When he's singing his melodies, like LSD, Houston old head tracks like that where he's singing. I think is very influenced on, Taking Flight, Playoffs. That's why those are some of my favorite tracks because I grew up
Yeah.
listening to ASAP Rocky. But yeah, I think we had a good session today. Coming back with another episode for y'all. Y'all stay tuned in. Shout out MTM Lil Derek.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out Buddy After Hours. Shout out Misunderstood. Shout out RW. Shout out Doshine. Shout out Vintage Vibes. You know,
Everybody, man. Maya McGrocery, real low, like that, and that's like the feature pack section too. You know what I'm saying? We got four features in a row right there, kind of getting them out the way. That's like the feature section of the album. It is only like one, I guess two more features technically. You know what I'm saying? But that's like the straight like chunk of the album where I leaned on other people to help elevate this album as much as we could. So and they all knocked it out the park, man. So appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. You know what it is, man. It's your boy Lil Durk, man. It's more than music. I got my boy 96 Chris. This is the Dragon Diaries episode 2. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the Into the Dragon Deluxe on the way soon, man. It's more than music.